Hello and welcome to another edition of the Black Business Experience. I'm Robert Felder here at BBN. I have been getting a lot of questions lately about working with virtual assistants or freelance contractors that you can find on the internet. If you've ever listened to some of my segments here at Black Video News, I've talked about Elance, I've talked about Fiverr, Odesk, etc. And I have been asked often about how do you go about working with someone or making sure that you work with somebody who's credible, because sometimes you may not know somebody who's going to be working on a new project for you. So here are 4 tips to help you work with virtual assistants. And I know some of you are carrying heavy loads, and the whole idea for using a virtual assistant or a freelancer is to take things off your plate. If you have spreadsheets you need to get done, graphics, workbooks, writing, if you're trying to write a book, have somebody else finish it. Get it off your plate. It is time to stop being frustrated. So I want to share with you 4 tips on working with virtual assistants or contractors so that you can have a better experience working with them and you can avoid some of the pitfalls that some of us who use them often, like myself, goes through. So rule number 1 is don't be first to work with somebody who does not have any other reviews on their work. If you go through any of the freelance contractors or virtual assistants that you'll see on Fiverr, Odesk, Elance, they will have a number and they will have reviews by those numbers. You want to typically get somebody who has high reviews, 4 reviews higher and above, and you want to work with somebody who has at least 10 reviews, 10 different reviews, not necessarily from somebody who has the same review over and over again. At least 10 different reviews. Why is that? You don't want to be the first to find out if they have done somebody wrong, done a poor job, etc. Have I been down that road? Yes. I have gone down that road and it is not fun. Was it a lot of money? No. That's the whole idea of using someone virtual. No brick and mortar, a lot less expensive. However, it's just the point. Nobody likes to be taken advantage of. And that has happened to me on more than one occasion until I wised up. I only started looking for people who had at least 10 reviews, 10 different reviews from different people. So I say the same thing to you. That's number 1. Number 2 is make sure that when you begin communicating with them, that they are responding to you on a regular basis. What I mean by that is before you contract anybody, don't just buy anything. Send them a note first via the messaging system that they have in all of these systems and ask them questions about their services first. Let them know your expectations. Let them know what you're trying to get accomplished and then get a quote for it. That way, you're not in the dark of how much it costs and you get to test drive them on number 2, communication. You will have a lot of people who are from other parts of the world. So you want to see if their communication is going to be something that's going to be regular. You're also going to want to see if it's going to be clear. Now, if you are doing writing, I highly suggest you use somebody who is from the US because you want somebody who is educated enough to do proofreading and not doing editing where it's maybe old English or a different type of English where it's not standard English here in the US. So you want to communicate with them so that you can build rapport with them, get an idea for how they're going to be communicating with you on a regular basis. This is an interview for their services, and you want to fill them out. Now, number 3 is samples. You want samples of their work. Now, most of the time, they will have several samples, at least 3 to 5 samples minimum, that you want to see on their profile. If they do not, and this is somebody who may be rare and you need a service done that only they can provide, they need to send you samples of work that they've done. If they can't provide that, you need to move on and find out another way to get it done. I can always send you examples of different people, as I've done before, that you may want to work with on certain projects. So it's not always limited to the one person who can get it done. You need samples of the work so you can see it. And the last step is you are the boss. Don't hesitate to act like one. You can give orders. You spell out your expectations. You spell out what you want. You spell out your timeline and when you expect to have it done, and you make sure that they can have it done in the time that you are specifying. If they don't, you need to talk about getting money back. You need to say, hey, okay, I understand. This is where communication comes in. If you need another day or another few hours to get it done, I'm on several sites where I get services done. So you want to have a standard of how things need to get done. So you need to have expectations, and you need to have clear timelines on when you expect to get things done. Now, 4 keys for you on working with virtual assistants. If you have a specific question, as always, contact me here, R. Felder, blackvideonews.com. As always, this has been the Black Business Experience. I'm Robert Felder.